Okay, hello everyone. Good to see you. Thank you, Virginia, for that for InnoVenture. I myself used to teach that model many years ago. I mean, part of the competition before it became a model. So it's always an interesting module for undergraduates to partake on. So I'm going to talk about enterprise development. This is the first time I'm running it in semester 2. Usually running only one semester. And it's going to be on Friday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and be held at Tech Hub here. So before I get to the module, Prof. Virginia talked about the experiential part, and me, Prof. Ignatius and Virginia are actually part of the Institute for Engineering Leadership, and Prof. Hang is the head of that, and Rose is also here, and one of my co-lecturers, Randall, is also on board today. So we are sort of setting up to develop engineering leaders. And what we mean by that is to groom you to be system thinkers and value creators. So you're able to identify, innovation opportunities, and then you'll be able to engage people around them and sort of deliver the sustainable growth and societal impact. So that's why our courses are all very, very experiential. And why do we do that? Because as engineers, most of us already have that technical skills. So what we believe is that if you combine this with the soft skills that we teach you throughout the semester, we can then come up with a value creation. So what we mean by that is that, we are sort of very used to hard data and making analysis from hard data. But you will find in all our courses in these 13 weeks, you have to deal with many things that are ambiguous. So sometimes the data you have is imperfect, but you have to make a decision and move forward, right? So how do you get the tools and analysis to move forward? And how do I then also get my team moving forward as well? There's also the development of their leadership skills, in addition to presenting and pitching and so on. Right? So enterprise development is a course that's also very realistic and very experiential. And what it involves is basically working with real life opportunities for companies. So we have companies who sponsor market opportunity statements, and the teams are going to find for these companies new market opportunities for their core competency of their technology. Okay? And in 13 weeks, you get to really experience, if you are working in a company, how do I then put up a proposal to my manager or my bosses, an idea that could be worthwhile for the company. So one of the things that I tell students, that, for example, even I myself, when I was working for a company, the first time you come with the idea and you propose to your R&D manager, you got into the pool of possible being ideas to pick for, you got rejected. The issue is because while you have a good idea to solve a problem, the missing piece was how does it add value to the corporation? This is also my first year on the job, so fine, so it's learning experience. So this course is to give you that tool so that you can now present an idea and how it adds value to the organization. So you can just search enterprise development on the Google, you'll find the course. Here's a short link to get the website and where the material is. Okay? So how does it work? So there are companies. I'll talk about the companies in a minute. And each team is assigned to a company to work on developing market opportunities. Okay? Each participating company provides an opportunity statement indicating this is where I want you to focus on, this is my technology, can you help me find a market in this particular area or this particular segment. Okay? And it's 13 weeks. It's open to all graduate students and selected year 4 students. There's some criteria on the website for year 4 students to participate. And the company representatives are actively engaged with the teams throughout the semester. Okay? You'll have a few face-to-face meetings. The rest of them, you'll report them over WebEx or Skype. As our courses, there are no exam. It's a 100% continuous assessment. Right. So and these are the 5 companies this semester. So let me just get to the website here in a minute and show you. So if you get to the website at Enterprise Development IEL, I've listed all the projects there and what they mean. Right. So I'll just give a short summary. Let me just bring up these slides here. All the details are there. So Bessler is a German-based company. It's of course now in many countries in Asia and Europe and so on. It's originally a German-based company. And they're very focused on cameras for automation, industrial automation, and so on. So they are looking into finding new markets for their spectral imaging product. So this is a product that, with spectral imaging, you can do a lot of non-destructive testing or non-destructive analysis of items. So, for example, they are looking into possibly food or agriculture or other areas where the technology could be useful to finding a market opportunity with their spectral imaging. Anderson Hauser is a Swiss-based company and also global now. It is quite an old company. It's been around for a long time as a multinational, and its focus is really on the process control industry. So they have this, for years, they have instruments that are used in oil and gas, food industry, pharmaceutical, and so on. But now they're looking into what is called the IoT space, and it's specifically known as industrial IoT. So typically, you will measure all these instruments and what other intelligence you can gather out of it. So they already have a market, for example, in the healthcare space and so on. They're now looking into, where else could this be used? So they suggested looking into wastewater treatment or food manufacturing and so on. So those who are interested in the IoT in the industrial space, this will be an interesting challenge. NEC is a participant for our courses for a number of years. So they have this biometric and AI technology. And they are looking for this semester, specifically looking into how the technology can be used in the new normal after the COVID, especially in the businesses and workspace. For example, how would you reduce, how do we make it easier for employees to come to work and do their work, without too much of a hassle, like too much of this temperature taking, or be able to monitor things using AI tools and biometric to make sure that we have a safe enough environment to continue life as much as possible in our new normal. The next company is PBA. PBA Robotics is well known also in Singapore. You may have seen the news. There are robots moving around in the malls to the UV lights to disinfect, right? So they are now looking into using their autonomous robots more in the edutech space. So, for example, in the education space, how can they bring people up to speed about what robots can do, and possible new markets can develop from there, and also to overcome the fear of robotics replacing jobs. Right? So this could be opportunity to move up the ladder in terms of jobs. Waterome is again a different company. Waterome is was a startup many years ago. So they now have products that can do water filtering in remote villages. So it's a very nice product in the sense that it requires very little energy to get clean water. Right? So while they have success in the social space, in the villages and in remote places, now they're looking into where else could this water technology be used. Could they work with corporates, or could they work with other companies around the world to find new markets for that technology? So all these 5 companies, you will have company representatives who work with you, with the teams. You will engage with them in the first week, and then throughout the semester, you will regularly get updates from them. So the course is structured around that every week is a workshop. Okay? So every week we teach you new skills. You will go out and apply those skills, and next week you come back, you report back what you've learned. Okay? So it's a 13-week journey. You want to answer questions like which market opportunities exist, what are the most attractive opportunities, and which should we focus on first. Right? So there's some set of tools that will guide you in terms of putting those things down on paper. But a lot of things comes from the learning experience in 13 weeks. You make mistakes and you learn from it and you grow from it. So this is how the course looks like. You start off with the company's technology competencies. You brainstorm market opportunities, and then you go out and validate. So you do interviews. You use the tools that we teach you on how to validate and narrow down the opportunities. And of course, you go back to all market opportunities if you find that they're invalidated, which does happen every semester. And then you, of course, review with your stakeholders, which are your companies. And you figure out which are the top market opportunities you want to go for in the second half of the semester. And then you do a midterm progress report with the companies. This is followed by focusing more on the business model aspects of it, go-to-market strategy, and we teach you some financials from the company perspective, not from a startup perspective, but from the company perspective. What kind of financials they look for to move projects going forward. And finally, we end up with the final presentation to the companies. And of course, it's never a straightforward journey. Every year we have students who along the way find that the business model doesn't work. Then you go back to the market opportunities you came up with and you restart the whole process in a more compressed period of time. Right? So it's very, very hands-on, very, very realistic. Most of our students who've gone through this learn a lot of tools that they can then move forward in their careers with. So the idea behind this is to make every one of you to be an asset to any enterprise, because these tools can help you add value to the organization no matter what position you are in the organization. And as you grow, the more times you practice these tools, the more useful these tools are to the organization.
How about you?
And of course, you also want to develop your engineering leadership skills. So you learn to interact with industry leaders At the same time, you also work with diverse teams. Every year we have teams of different backgrounds, different skills, some business skills, some don't have business skills. So those are very useful tools that our students develop over the 13 weeks. And of course, the whole idea behind this course is to have a very safe environment to learn these skills. Because you're not in a company where, you may get, fired or whatever if you find some mistakes. But here you are perfectly fine to make mistakes. And you make mistakes throughout the 13 weeks and it's great, right? So you learn from that. And of course, you want to have some fun too. So the part of leadership skill developments is to develop the team, to have a bit of team exercises to understand each other better. And that's all part of the curriculum. So we make you understand each other better, understand what are your differences in terms of how you think and how you work, and how do I then get best out of my team. So those are all the hands-on experience that you learn in the course. So finally, at the end of the semester, when you do a final presentation, we have an IEL event called E-HIVE. I think Nishis also will talk more about it. And where all the modules present on a single day, so you get to see all the other modules and also get to meet industry people from other industries as well. So it's a bit of a fun event. So hopefully, when you get to April, we have reduced our restrictions. We can have this mega event. And otherwise, it will be a few small events. But now we can have some get together. So that's good. Yeah. So this was the E-HIVE a couple of years back, or last year. And this is how it looked like when the teams presented for their final presentation. So in short, what do you get from this module? Well, you really develop real-life skills and personal development. You actually get a real-life actual experience of finding new markets and value creation in real companies in a safe environment. You learn business skills that add value to your or technology skills. And you also develop engineering leadership skills by working with diverse teams and do sort of practice in how you get your team moving together and so on. Presentation skills, of course, part of it as well. So really, you also want to be able to experience managing stakeholders because you also have to manage the companies and manage me as a lecturer. So that's part of the challenge every student find, right? So it's interesting as well. And of course, you meet and learn from industry leaders. So don't take it from me. These are some of the quotes from our previous students. As most of them will say, it is a very good blend of learning and as well as applying the assignments that I learned. I mean, you learn collaboration. You get to work with real companies, and it sort of changes your perspective of developing new products. So rather than hear it from me, I also have, I think one of our students is there. Maybe Naima, you want to turn your camera, you could share, or is Sudari there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, hi Naima. Okay, so Naima was a student. I'll stop sharing. Maybe you can tell us a bit about your experience. So she was a student of mine last year in August semester. So she can tell us, she was part of the grad team. So she can talk about her experience in the module. Go ahead, Naima.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. My name is Naima, and I took this module last year, August. And for me, coming from a very structured background, taking statistics as my major, this course was, I must say, this module was a blessing in disguise because it was more of an interaction where the key to this class was you have to interact with your team members. You have to go out, talk to your stakeholders, your customers, you're interviewing. It's not just you sitting in a room and doing your studies and going and writing your exams. So that part I really loved, enjoyed that part from this module. And as Prof emphasized, we engineers, I mean, not everybody, but still, there are some engineers who are so technical, who might not even want to think communicating and soft skills are important in real life working or even in your personal life. So this module really helps you grooming in that. It gives you an opportunity. There's no way out for you. You have to interact. You have to polish your soft skills. You have to communicate. So that gives you, at the end of the module, it gives you the confidence to stand in front and speak to the audience and present your material. So that really helps. And interaction with the real world companies. It's not like a dummy project that we are working on. It's like it's the real companies there, and you have to give your 100%. So these were things that really made that semester interesting for me, and I really enjoyed it. So I would recommend this module if you guys are thinking about taking it. You will have a fantastic time. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. So if you're interested, what are the next steps? You can get to the website. Just go to this enterprise development. Just search for it or get this tiny URL. I have a QR up there if you want to register for indicate which company choices you're interested in and so on. But the link is also on the website. And then so once the modules are open, just choose MT5920. And if any questions, just email me. My email is up there. Just vinod@nus.edu.sg. Right? So this is an opportunity really for you to show your talents to tech enterprises and to sort of add to your CV in terms of showing real value creation for an enterprise. Right? Yeah. So I think thank you. That's all I have. Yeah.
Great.
Any questions?
Any questions online or in person?
Maybe Randall, you just want to show your face because Randall is going to teach along with me.
Yeah, why don't I? So hello everyone. I'm Randall. So I'm saying hello from a cold and gray Netherlands. I just flew back here, but I'll be back in time for the semester. And don't worry, I'll be self-quarantining first, so I'll see you guys in class. But yeah, I really encourage you to join the class. It's different. We work with corporates, so you'll be working with real people who are in industry and can also teach you things beyond the class and their experiences in their careers. So I would highly encourage that you join us. You have two facilitators, you have Vinod and myself. So we'll also have sufficient time to work with the different teams to really develop you into engineer leaders. I think we have some exciting projects selected for the course, and especially with two new companies being Bessler and Rishauser. So we're also excited just to see what projects they have and the people that they have within the organization. So yeah, look forward to seeing you all in January.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
No.
All right then. So I'll hand it back to Ignatius. If you have questions at the end, Randall's also around to answer. So just in case I'm not around anymore. Yeah. All right. Thank you.